Did you know that Michael Jackson once tried to go shopping alone, and it became one of the most traumatic experiences of his life? It was the 1980s. Michael was at the height of his fame. He just wanted to do something normal, something simple, something every person takes for granted. He wanted to walk into a regular store and buy something himself. So one afternoon, he slipped away from his security team. No disguise, no bodyguards, just Michael, trying to be an ordinary person for one moment. The second he walked through those doors, everything changed. Screaming, pushing, grabbing, people climbing over each other just to touch him. Store shelves crashed down, glass shattered. The chaos was so intense that police had to be called. Michael barely escaped. Later, he would tell friends that he felt like a caged animal. He had everything money could buy, but he couldn't buy the one thing he wanted most: freedom. The simple freedom to walk into a store, to choose something off a shelf, to pay for it himself, to feel normal, even for 5 minutes. That day, Michael realized the prison his fame had built around him, and there was no escape.
Did you know Michael Jackson sometimes survived on just a handful of nuts a day? Behind the glitter and the moonwalk was a body quietly disappearing. It started young. Inside the Jackson 5, Joe ran every rehearsal like a military drill. Michael had no say in his schedule, no say in his clothes, no say in anything. But food was different. Food was something he could control. So he did. By the time Thriller made him the biggest star on earth, the habit had hardened into something darker. People close to him watched him push meals away, count every bite, shrink smaller with every tour. His weight dropped to dangerous levels. His inner circle covered for him. Stylists padded his costumes. Interviews were carefully managed. The world saw the sequined glove, the spin, the smile. Nobody talked about what was underneath. He was performing for billions while fighting a private war inside his own body, a war that started in a cramped house in Gary, Indiana, before most of the world even knew his name.
When Michael Jackson faced his darkest hour in 1993, one Hollywood legend stepped forward to save him. Elizabeth Taylor didn't just defend him. She became the mother he never had. While the world turned against Michael during the abuse allegations, Taylor did something incredible. She flew to his Neverland ranch and found him broken, barely eating, afraid to leave his room. The Dame of Hollywood became his personal bodyguard. Taylor knew exactly what Michael was going through. She'd been famous since she was 12, dealing with scandals and tabloids for decades. She coached him on how to handle the media circus, even writing his public statements herself. But here's the most powerful part. When Michael appeared at the 1994 Grammy Awards, Elizabeth Taylor introduced him to the world. She used her legendary status as a shield, telling millions of viewers that Michael was innocent before he even spoke. Their friendship lasted until her death in 2011. She called him her son. He called her mother. Would you defend your friend against the whole world? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and follow for more untold stories.
Did you know Michael Jackson once betrayed his closest friend for $47.5 million? In 1981, Paul McCartney taught Michael Jackson the most valuable lesson of his life. Over dinner, McCartney casually mentioned how he made more money from owning song rights than from performing. He even bragged about owning the rights to Happy Birthday. Jackson listened carefully, very carefully. 3 years later, the Beatles' catalog went up for sale. McCartney figured he'd get it easily. After all, they were his songs. He offered $37 million and waited. But Jackson had been planning. He studied the music business, hired the best lawyers, and made his move. $47.5 million. McCartney was stunned. Overnight, Michael Jackson owned Yesterday, Hey Jude, and every Beatles hit. Every time McCartney's own songs played on the radio, Jackson got paid. McCartney called it the worst thing anyone had ever done to him. Their friendship died instantly. Jackson had learned the lesson too well. In business, even friends are competition.
Michael Jackson wrote Beat It in his Encino home. No instruments, just pure melody in his head. He called Quincy at midnight with the complete song, sang every part over the phone. Genius works on its own schedule. Comment your favorite MJ creation story and follow.
Did you know that Michael Jackson's greatest fear wasn't losing his fame, but losing his voice? At 13, Michael felt his throat changing, his voice cracking, the high notes that made him famous, slipping away. Every morning, he'd wake up terrified to speak. What if today was the day his voice broke completely? What if the world stopped loving him? Michael had been singing professionally since he was 5 years old. His voice wasn't just his talent. It was his identity, his worth, his reason for existing in the eyes of everyone around him. While other boys celebrated their voices getting deeper, Michael felt like he was dying inside. He'd practice in secret, desperately trying to hit the same notes that once came so easily. His body was doing what every 13-year-old boy's body does. But Michael wasn't allowed to be a normal 13-year-old. He was trapped between childhood and adulthood, watching his most precious gift slip away, knowing that the world expected him to stay frozen in time forever. The boy who gave everything to music was terrified that music would abandon him.